Life has a very harsh but undeniable truth that most people don't want to admit. Nobody really cares. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares about your pain. Nobody cares about how unfair life has been to you. Nobody cares about how hard it is, how tired you are, or how much you've been through. The world will hear your story, nod its head for a second, and then move on. That's it. That's the reality. And the sooner you accept it, the faster you'll grow. The sooner you realize that no one's coming to save you, no one's going to drag you out of bed, no one's going to hold your hand through the storms of life, the sooner you'll start building the discipline and the strength to save yourself. And listen, this is not about being heartless or saying that love, family, or friendships don't matter. They do. But at the end of the day, your life is your responsibility. Your health, your success, your dreams, your mental peace, your financial security, that's all on you. Your friends may cheer you on. Your family may pray for you. But if you don't put in the work, nothing changes. Nobody cares enough to do it for you. Think about it. The world is busy. Everyone's got their own battles. Everyone's got their own struggles. People care for a moment, but life moves on. You can tell people your problems, but eventually they'll stop picking up the phone. You can complain about your situation, but eventually people will stop listening because deep down they're dealing with their own chaos. And here's the tough pill to swallow. Sympathy doesn't pay the bills. Excuses don't build muscles. Complaining doesn't build dreams. So what's the answer? Simple. Work on yourself. That's it. Build yourself into someone so strong, so capable, so disciplined that you don't need to beg for help every time life gets hard. You've got to become the type of person who wakes up and handles their business, no matter what. Now, working on yourself doesn't mean just hitting the gym or reading a few self-help books. It's about building a mindset where you stop waiting for the world to hand you things. It's about creating habits that make you stronger every single day. It's about saying, I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how tough it gets. I don't care if nobody notices my effort. I'm doing it because I owe it to myself, because that's the truth. You owe it to yourself, not to your parents, not to your friends, not to society, but to yourself, to the little kid inside you who once had big dreams, to the future version of you who's counting on you to not give up. Let's get brutally honest here. People respect results, not excuses. You can cry about your situation, you can scream about how life isn't fair, but the world doesn't care. Show results, and suddenly everyone pays attention. Nobody asks about your struggles when you succeed. They only admire the outcome. So why waste energy explaining your pain when you can channel that same energy into building yourself? You say nobody cares? Good. Use that as freedom. Nobody cares if you fail, so take risks. Nobody cares if you're broke right now, so work in silence and shock them later. Nobody cares about your excuses, so stop making them. Nobody cares about your comfort zone, so break out of it. Nobody cares if you're tired, so get up anyway. That's the beauty of this truth. Once you realize nobody cares, you stop living for approval. You stop chasing validation. You stop waiting for someone to clap for you. You clap for yourself. You build yourself. You grind for yourself. And in the process, you become unstoppable. Think about the greats, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, artists. Every single one of them had moments where nobody cared. Nobody believed in them. Nobody thought they could make it. But they didn't stop. They didn't cry about it. They didn't wait for sympathy. They worked. They worked on themselves until the world had no choice but to notice. And that's what you need to do. Work in silence. Improve your skills. Train your body. Sharpen your mind. Build your character. Discipline yourself. Every day stack small wins. Because every rep you push in the gym, every book you read, every dollar you save, every skill you practice, it's all building the foundation of the future you. But you've got to understand something. This is not a one-day project. This is a lifestyle. Working on yourself is not a phase. It's a lifelong commitment. Because the moment you stop improving, the moment you stop growing, the world doesn't wait for you. The world keeps moving. And if you're not evolving, you're falling behind. Here's the reality check. You're not competing with anyone else. You're competing with who you were yesterday. Stop looking at what others have. Stop scrolling through social media, comparing your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. Nobody cares about your jealousy. Nobody cares about your envy. What matters is what you're doing with your 24 hours. Are you using them to build yourself? Or are you wasting them wishing you had someone else's life? And listen carefully. You don't need motivation every day. Motivation fades. Motivation is like a spark. What you need is discipline. Discipline is doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is waking up early when your bed feels comfortable. Discipline is studying when your mind wants distraction. Discipline is pushing that extra rep when your body wants to quit. Discipline is choosing growth over comfort again and again. Nobody cares how you feel in the moment. What matters is what you do despite how you feel. The world rewards action, not intention. And here's something else. Don't expect applause. Don't expect people to cheer for you every time you make progress. Most people won't notice your grind. Most people won't recognize your effort. But that's fine, because one day the results will speak louder than anything else. Your transformation will be your loudest statement. There's a version of you out there, stronger, smarter, more confident, more disciplined, just waiting to be built. But you'll never meet that version if you keep hiding behind excuses. You'll never meet that version if you keep telling yourself the world owes you something. The world owes you nothing, nothing. You want it? Then earn it. Every scar, every failure, every rejection, don't let it break you. Let it build you. Every time life knocks you down, get back up stronger. Because resilience is the best revenge. Success is the best reply. So when you feel like nobody cares, remember, that's your superpower. That's your reminder that it's on you. Stop seeking sympathy. Start seeking strength. Stop begging for help. Start building habits. Stop waiting for someone to push you. Push yourself. At the end of the day, the mirror doesn't lie. You can fake it for the world, but you can't fake it with yourself. You know if you've been putting in the work. You know if you've been slacking. And you know deep down that if you truly gave it your all, your life would look different. So stop lying to yourself. Start holding yourself accountable. Nobody believed in them when they were just starting out. People laughed at their ideas, doubted their talent, dismissed their vision. But instead of wasting time proving people wrong with words, they proved it with action. They worked in silence. They sharpened their craft. They mastered their discipline. And eventually, the same people who once ignored them started clapping for them. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who quit. The successful ones don't waste energy crying about how nobody cares. They keep building until the world has no choice but to care. And here's the truth. The pain you feel right now, the loneliness, the struggle, it's a gift. Because pain is the greatest teacher. Pain forces growth. Pain shows you where you're weak, and it demands that you get stronger. When nobody is there to pat you on the back, when nobody is there to rescue you, you discover your own strength. You learn to trust yourself. You learn to stand tall in the storm. That's when you realize you never needed anyone else's validation in the first place. So stop waiting for someone to believe in you. Stop waiting for someone to motivate you. Motivation is fleeting, belief is borrowed, but discipline is forever. Wake up every day and remind yourself, it's me versus me. It's my duty to build myself. It's my duty to become unshakable. Because once you step into that mindset, you become unstoppable. And when you become unstoppable, life bends to your will.